Hello, welcome back to the review. Me, Kevin from Let's Talk Whisky. It's been a wee while since I've done an uncorking, and I forgot I had this one here. There's a really cool and fun story about it. So before I get into it, I'm going to get it open and get it in the glass, give it a little bit of time to breathe. But if your eyes are good, you'll be able to read the label on this one. But let's hear the pop first. Oh, that's probably the best of the year. Should pour a healthy amount in there. So this is Tri Carragh. Tri Carragh, relatively new in the world of independent bottlers. Ola and Ryan, who own this, fantastic people. They're absolutely great. They're at every festival going, and they just knock it out of the park with all the whiskies that they've got. I came across this at the Independent Whisky Festival in March at Leith this year, and it was at the end of the day, and I had some money to spend, and I said to a friend, Drew Lane, who watches from Arizona, I'm going to pick something up special. And a kind of happy-go-lucky guy that I am, at the end of the day, I seen these guys, I went up to the stall and they had a blind pick. So you picked a cork from inside the bag, and then that came out with the bottle that you could get. And it was £60, and you could get something that was maybe less than 60 or something more than 60. This was top of the list. And what I'll do just now is I'll insert the wee video here to show you how I got this one, and the quote of "Nay Peekin" for Ola on this one. Tri Carragh.
Peekin.
Aultmore, 16-year-old.
16-year-old Aultmore, you jamming sodgy.
I'm just £5 more whiskey for 65. I know, I'm lucky.
So you can see how I got that right. Quite funny, and I was well on throughout the day, but I've just never been round to getting it. We're in June, right? And I've just got this open. I just seen it sitting there, and I thought I need to try this. So Tri Carragh in Irish means the three pillars, so water, barley and yeast. They're independent bottlers and they do single casks, and I've had some cracking ones of them so far. I was actually lucky enough in 2023, I think it was, to win a competition where you write in and ask to sell yourself to be a taster in those whiskies. And I was able to do that. So I've got a lot of time for these guys, and I think they're doing great and they're just trending in the right direction. So this is Aultmore, a Speyside. Cask type is a first fill sherry, but it's been re-racked in 2019 into an ex Oloroso. So the colour of it's quite light. Aultmore I don't know much about. I've never had much Aultmore. Aultmore is a Bacardi brand, and a lot of the muscle behind Dewar's blend, one of the best selling blends in the world, is Aultmore. You'll see a lot of it in the independent market, but I've never really tried it. So to try it in a single cask expression, I'm really looking forward to this. So what we've got here is 55.4% ABV. There was only 282 bottles of this, and it was distilled on the 3rd of April 2008 and then bottled in 2024 and opened today. So I've had this sit in the glass for a couple of minutes. As you can see, I've got my wee nice, that side into it, my wee Tri Carragh glass as well. So as usual, I'm going to give it a little swirl. Try and get it opened up. I love the colour of it. I think if I was to look at this in first instance, I wouldn't say it was 16. I think the colour's very clean. It is more of that closer to the bronze copper side of things. Like a new penny, maybe. But looking at the legs on it, it's that lots of beading going on, taking its time to come down. That's that cask strength, the single cask. It's things like that I really, really love. And hopefully the camera will look how thick the legs are on that. So another little swirl. We'll get this on the nose and we'll get it on the palate. As I say, Aultmore's something I'm not too sure about. It's a Speyside. It's a big Speyside. It's a distillery. It's not really open for visitors. I think they only open it on the Spirit of Speyside Festival week. But you can't just rock up there. No, this is the white distillery. It's just predominantly a big painted white landscape. Let's get this one on the nose. It's the first whiskey I've ever had like that really nice. There's a clean grass and polish note, like as if rejuvenated leather. There's clean, like clean cut grass as well. Green apples, toffee notes. There's a little bit of like oak in there as well. That kind of wood shaving, like dried wood, dusted wood. A really soft sweetness as well, like chalky sweets, like kind of chalked candy. Refreshers, if you've ever had refreshers in the UK anyway, I don't know what the US equivalent would be or overseas, but refreshers, the little wee kind of sweetie tablet things, I get that too. It's an exciting nose. Right, let's get this in the palate. Slainte, everyone. That's a belter. So it's still got, there's longevity, there's like a thickness to it. There's a soft, like, what's the word? Fudge, but a topping, like a bottled topping, a fudge topping. That kind of old school polish note stays there, not in a bad way, but that there's some old school notes to it. Like it's got a palate older than it is. The nose is still staying there, it's great. It's light on the palate as well. There's longness to it, but for the ABV, it's not got that big kick that I was expecting for a first pour. That kind of the tight first pour sometimes you get. It's definitely not got that. That sherry notes of your darker berries and things like that as well. Forest fruits. Maybe like ripe forest fruit, so you've got that, you know they're there, but there's still a sharpness to it. It's as if there's forest fruits that's had a kind of fudge sauce on top of it, and someone's just polished your boots at the same time. It's bizarrely wonderful. The nose is great, nose refreshers still stay. For once I am prepared, we have some water. I'll put a few drops in. And see if anything changes, but from first initial, I think it'll be hard to develop more from. I really, really liked that, really enjoyed it. Kind of putting a little bit of water in there, that was 3 kind of squirts of water, whatever that's going to equivalent to. There's more cleanness coming through, like that kind of clean apple, that green apple, the freshness of it. The polish slightly drops off, but there's still that evanescence of those refresher notes, that kind of fizzy sweets. And then slightly just comes through like a dusting of the forest berries, like dried forest berries on the nose, but kind of more sweeter and slightly sour on the palate, but not in a bad way. The cleanness and the sourness, what I'm talking about, is got that balance with a kind of fudge sauce. I love it without the water. I love it raw, what it was and what it is. With the water, it just kind of quietens it down a little bit. It's so enjoyable. I'm very glad I got this the way I did, and I'm very gutted as well that I don't think I'll be able to get it again. but it just shows the magic of independent bottling, and these guys are absolutely nailing it. So let me know in the comments below if you've ever had a Tri Carragh bottling before, and if not, make sure you go and find them because they're magic. But thanks for tuning in, and as always, join me next week. Let's talk whiskey. Slainte.